Hello friends, welcome to chess training. Myself Nikhil Joshi welcomes you to Live Chessbook Academy. In this video, we are going to learn about chess notation. What is chess notation? Chess notation means how to write the moves that we play in a game on a paper or in a notebook. Now, there may be a question into your mind, why should we write the games? If we write the games, later on we can play the same moves on the chessboard and we can analyze where we went wrong. Chess notation is actually a time machine using which we can enjoy the games played in the past by putting them again on the chessboard. So you can play the same moves on the chessboard again. Now let us begin. We will begin with the chessboard. See, our chessboard has got 8 files and 8 ranks. See, the standing lines on the chessboard are called files. On our chessboard there are 8 files. The file A, B, C, D, F, H and so on and so forth. Now there are 8 ranks as well. See, example, this is the 8th rank. This is the 6th rank. The sleeping lines on the chessboard are called ranks. Example, this is the 3rd rank, this is the 1st rank and so on and so forth. So now we will go to the next part as to how to find the name of the square. Every square on the chessboard has got a particular name to it. For example, if we go for this square, see, it is standing on the C file and then on the 3rd rank. So the name of it is C3. This square, C file, 5th rank. So C5. Then if we see this square, it is standing on the E file, 2nd rank. So E2. This square, it is standing on the E file, 6th rank. So we can say E6. This square, standing on the H file, 6th rank. So H6. So you have to write the name of the squares in a small letter and not in the capital letter. Now, how to give the practice to the young kids? Please draw an empty chessboard. Write this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the side of the chessboard. Then you know what you have to do. You have to tell the newcomer or the young child to write the name of the squares. Now what happens usually is they start writing in a single line like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. This way they will never get the real practice. So what is the technique? The technique is write the names randomly. For example, write this square, then this square, this square, this square, this square. So they have to keep jumping from one square to another, and if they keep jumping from one square to another, at some point they will get used to writing the name of the squares. See, we have to make them habituated to writing these squares. Okay, so if we make them habituated to writing these squares, at some point there will be quite perfect. So now let us begin with the next part. The next part is the name of the pieces. See, every piece has a sign or a symbol attached to it. For example, if our king, it has a sign K. Now this sign is used while we are writing the game, and the king has got 0 points. See, as we have seen in the past videos, the king cannot be captured in the fighting. It can only be checkmated. So this is why the king is given 0 points. The queen, it has sign Q and the points 9. Next is the rook. Rook means elephant. Its sign is capital R and it has got 5 points. Next is the bishop or the camel. Its sign is capital B and it has got 3 points. Then comes the knight. It has a sign of capital N with 3 points. And finally comes the pawn or the soldier. The pawn or the soldier has no sign. So I have written a dash here and it has got 1 point. So what a new player can do, he or she can write this table 5 or 6 times, like king K0, queen Q9. So the person will be habituated. The next part are the signs that are used in notation. For example, if we write plus in front of any move, it means that we have given a check. If we write a hash, that means we have checkmated. At the end of the game, if 1-0 is written, it means that white has won the game, and 0-1 black has won the game. Half-half means match has drawn. Now we move to the next part where we are going to learn about how to write the moves on the chessboard. Okay friends, so let's begin with that part. Now see, I shall begin by writing the moves of the pawn. For example, if this pawn moves to this square, now the pawn has no sign, so at such point what we do, just write the name of the square where it has moved. See how we will write small b4. See, it is written here b4. While we are writing the name of the squares, please make sure that it is written in a small letters. So b4. Black pushed his pawn here. See, he moves to the square a4. So a4. White moves his pawn here. See, he goes to the square d4. So we write d4. Black pawn comes here. We write small b5. It is written here. See, b5. White places this pawn here. g4. Black pushes his pawn here. d5. White pushes his pawn h5. Black pushes his pawn f6. See, it is written here f6. See, this is how we are supposed to find the square's name and write the moves. Now remember one thing, while we are writing the name of the squares, they are always in a small letter, and while we are writing the name of pieces, it is in a capital letter. For example, this king moves to the square d2. How we will write it? Write the name of the piece, capital K, and then it has gone to d2. So K d2. Black king comes here. See, write capital K. Then which square it went? Yes, d7. So K d7. White moves his king here. So capital K, which square it goes? c2. Black king comes here. Capital K, then e6, like this. The king moves here. Capital K, which square it went? b2. Black went back. Capital K, f7. Okay friends, so now I will tell you one technique. If you are giving a practice to the new player or a young kid, what we can do is just keep 4 or 5 pawns on the chessboard, make their moves and make the person write those moves. If you are practicing the piece or a king, put a single king and make the moves and tell the child or the new player to write those moves. So at some point he or she will be habituated to write the moves. Once you are able to write the moves, you are also able to read the moves, and then you can read the chess books. Okay friends, so now we go to the next part. In this part I am going to show you how to write the moves of the other pieces. For example, this rook comes to this square. How we will write? What is the sign of rook? Capital R. So we write capital R, and then which square it went? G4. Black rook comes here. R H5. See, sign of the rook first and then H5. Now white plays rook here. So capital R B4. R B4. Black goes rook here. Capital R E5. White rook goes here. Capital R B6. Black rook comes here. Capital R C5. Now we will switch to the moves of the queen. The queen moves here. How we will write it? First capital Q, because Q is the sign of queen. Capital Q B1. Then black moved the queen here. Capital Q F5. See, it is written here. Capital Q F5. White queen goes here. Capital Q A1. Black queen comes here. Capital Q F2. See, it is written here. Then white moves his queen here. How we will write? Capital Q A7. Then black queen moves here. Capital Q H4. See, it is written here. Understanding how to write the moves. Write the name of the piece and then name of square where it went. Now let us understand how to write the moves of knight and bishop. So in this position, what happens is white moves his bishop here. Now how it will be written? First, what is the sign of bishop? Capital B. So we write capital B. Then which square it went? B2. So write a small b2. B2 in a small letter. So capital B, B2. Black moved his bishop here. B, C2. Capital B, C2. This bishop goes here. Capital B, D4. This bishop goes here. Capital B, F5. White bishop goes here. Capital B. Which square it went? C5. This bishop goes here. Capital B. H3. Now let's shift to knight. What is the sign of knight? Capital N. So this knight moves here. How we will write? Capital N D6. This knight moves here. Capital N H5. This knight moves here. Capital N F5. This knight moves here. Capital N F6. This knight moves here. Capital N G7. This knight goes here. Capital N E8. This is how we write. Understood? Now let us go to how to write the capturing by the pieces. So here this rook goes and captures the black pawn. Normally we would write r g5, but here what we do is we write capital R then into. See, this into thing is a symbol of a capture, so we write into, and then on which square we captured g5. It does not matter what we are capturing. We may be capturing a pawn, we may be capturing a queen, we may be capturing a bishop or rook, anything. That does not matter. Write the name of piece who is capturing, then into, and then on which square we captured. For example, black rook captures here. So how we will write it? First capital R into which square we captured? A2, like this. This rook captures this fellow, so I will write capital R into C5. This rook captures this fellow, capital R into E2. Now let's see how the captures by knight and bishop are written. So let's move forward. So in this position, white bishop went to capture this pawn. So what we can write is bishop, first capital B, because bishop captured him, then into, and then d5, the name of the square. Then this bishop captured this pawn, capital B into, on which square we captured? E5. This bishop captured this fellow, capital B into B3. This bishop captured this fellow, capital B into G3. See, it is written here. Now the capture by the knight. White knight captured this pawn. So how we will write? What is the sign of knight? Capital N. So capital N into which square we captured? B4. Capital N into G5. See, capital N into G5. White knight captured this bishop, so N into A6. Black knight captured this pawn, so it is N into H3. Okay friends, so I hope you have understood how to write the capture by the pieces. Now in the same way, we can write the capture by king or queen. For example, king into E5, queen into D4, and so on and so forth. So now if you have understood the technique of writing the capture by the pieces, we now move to writing the capture by the pawn. Now what happens is the pawn has actually no sign. So suppose if this pawn captures, how should we write it? For that, what we do is we give the reference of file from where the pawn has come. For example, this pawn has captured this fellow. So small e then into D3. Okay, small e into D3. Then black pawn captures this pawn, small f, because it has come from the f file, small f into E6. Then this pawn captures the bishop, small a into B3. This pawn captures the rook, small c, because it has come from the c file, small c into D5. See, it is written here, small c into D5. White pawn captures this fellow, small h into G5. See, small h into G5. And this pawn captures this bishop, small a into B6. Now there are many questions that the trainers and parents ask me. They ask me, how should a child get habituated to all these writings? The solution is very simple. make the child write these moves again and again. For example, keep some 7-8 pieces, capture them by pawns, and make the child write those moves. The child will get used to it. Now we go to the next part. How to write a move when two pieces are able to come to a same square. This happens with rook and knight. For example, if this rook moves here, normally we would write it as capital R D1. But if a player is reading that move, he will not come to know which rook come here, this rook or this rook. So this is why we give the reference of the file. See, this rook came from the H file. So we write R H D1. Suppose if this rook moves here, see, both the black rooks can go here. So if this rook goes here, rook G F3, see, rook on G file moved to F3. Then this rook moves here, rook A B1, rook on A file moved to B1. Then this rook moves here, rook on B file moved to square C3. Like this we have to write. Now the next part. The knight. Suppose if this knight jumps over here. Okay. Suppose if this knight jumps over here. N G E3. Knight on G file move to the square E3. See, both could come there. So we write the reference of the file. Suppose if this knight jumps here. He went from the C file. So knight C E6. Knight of C file went to E6 like this. Now sometimes what happens is both the pieces are on single file also. So now what to do? For example, if this rook moves here and we write rook B B3, still the reader will be confused which rook moved here. So this is why at some times we have to give the reference of the rank, like rook 1 B3. That means the rook on first rank moved to the square B3. Suppose if this rook comes to this square, so he came from the 6th rank. So we write rook 6 H3. Now look at the knights. This knight moved to this square. Now, this knight moved to this square. How we will write? He came from the 6th rank. So knight 6 D4. Knight on 6th rank moved to D4. This knight moved here. So 8th rank knight coming here. We will write knight 8 D6. Okay friends. This thing, giving a reference of file or rank, happens with rook and knights. Now let's come to the last part of the notation. In chess, there are two types of castlings. Suppose if white plays this move, castle king side, it is written as 0-0, and if the castle queen side happens, it is written as 0-0-0. So now friends, you may be confused as to what is castling. So for that, I will make a separate video on castling. So friends, if you watch this video 2-3 times and you practice on the chessboard, I am very much sure that you will be expert in writing the moves of chess. So friends, if you are learning some good things from my video, please like my videos, share them with your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Have a very nice day. Thank you so much.